Good evening, everybody. I really hope you guys are having a good one. Welcome to another video of the Passion Trailer with the blackpil. This is a part two of the Midwest lifestyle. So, one thing that I wanted to make this video or got me inspired. First of all, I'm not a particular big fan of rural. Like they're not rural areas. Don't get me wrong. I just like to call them that way because sometimes the lifestyle it seems like rural areas because we do have some areas where it's very rural because we have like the Amish community. We have other communities as well, but it's like six towns at max. Crumble in. Not I'm kind of surprised it's still not considered a city, but it's Indiana, northern Indiana, like 2 hours away from Chicago at max. Or now we're in 55 minutes, basically 2 hours away. It's still affordable. I think you can still manage through, if you particularly lack a career or anything in particular that is a high paying job. You just have to grind out extra hard. An example, like myself, I already have like a specific skill, not a prestigious skill, it's just regular skills. But I can do multiple things with the family business, so that's how was able to create an okay salary. Because I don't even consider it decent anymore due to the simple fact that the cost of living has skyrocketed and it's out of balance with the salaries that we all receive in this particular town. But I work for the family business. I have some clients that I do like side jobs where I offer a cheaper service instead of hiring a big company. Then I do side gigs. I usually do DoorDash. DoorDash for me it's more convenient because for me Uber, I don't like dealing with people. I don't want to get in an altercation or get into a unpleasant situation because people are a little bit skeptical now these days, and it's not very safe anymore. The world is getting unsafer each day. And one thing with DoorDash that gets me very kind of motivated is you can park your car, wait for the client's meal as it's being prepped, and you don't have to like put a lot of miles into your car. You give your car a break. If you have to, it might be annoying, but if you're motivated to work or motivated for something, you're just gonna grind. You do whatever you can, depending on your capabilities and your skills. But anyway, so in the Midwest, where I live at, it's like I like to call it. There's like six max of towns, not far away from each other. Probably like a distance, probably like either 15 minutes, 20, 10 minutes. Northern Indiana, we have all seasons. It gets cold, it gets warmer. So basically, you have the winter as we're currently in winter time, as you guys saw in my other video, this very small video. It's snowing, and right now after it snowed for 2 days at Wednesday. So currently this past Monday it snowed pretty hardcore. On Tuesday it was just chilly. Then Wednesday it went from I believe from 30 degrees to 60 degrees. That's northern Indiana, or basically Indiana has a bipolar weather. It can be at the same day very nice weather like in the 60s. It gets chilly, windy, then it starts snowing. It's very bipolar. But basically, you have to deal with 4 months, 5 months of winter, a couple, 3 months of spring, then the summer, then the fall. You just have to get, develop patience to drive in the snow because the snow is not fun at all. You have to, like I said in the previous video, you really have to get up earlier or leave earlier to get to your destination because when it snows, it gets slippery. There's a lot of people that don't care. They just because they tend to have a 4x4 or bigger trucks, they tend to believe that they are unbeatable, and that's how a lot of accidents are created. But anyway, going back to what is it like living here? It's affordable. It is. It's still a little bit comfortable. You just if you're like a guy that has no skills or you just don't have any particular um, tech skills or anything or trade skills, and you might have to work at two restaurants. Or there's times where there's an exception. So the economy right now it's not doing quite too well, but it is the RB industry capital of the area. You just have to work at a factory or at the warehouse, depending on your circumstances. But you can, if it's good times, a good economy, you can work and live off the factory. You might need a little bit of a side hustle on the weekend just to be able to have everything paid off, your bills, have somewhere to live. But let's say the factories are not doing quite too well. If you're still like dependent on the factories, you might work 3 days at max, or then you might have to have a little bit of a part time in the afternoons. But you're still able to make it. You might have to start doing a little bit of roommates or renting out rooms to other people, because honestly, we're entering some very difficult times as it's becoming unaffordable to live here. But the Midwest does offer that comfortable lifestyle. So a way you can survive here. Okay, I know I've been going off on and off, but I just have to add some details so you can guys have a good understanding. In my case, what I have to really do is, let's say I move here. Let's say I move out of Texas or whatever, and I don't know where to find jobs. Let's say the RV factories are slow; they're not hiring, because I'm talking about this specific town, when it's like an unproductive season of the RV industry. You might have to work at a restaurant. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of fast food, so you might have to work in this particular restaurant that is kind of busy. If you're hired, then good luck with good luck. You had good luck with you all the time. Then work at a fast food or work at a Starbucks or a grocery store. If you're bilingual, then you can probably work at a car dealer, hotel. And if you're an American citizen or you're a particularly individual person that's willing to learn, I think, and there's this other town before you leave Northern Indiana, they're paying people to study data analysis, because Amazon has been opening up. They're starting to open up a lot of their warehouses around here. So there's some good and bad to this area. So with two jobs in a side hustle or gig job, like how I do it with DoorDash, might get you by, might start to get you to become adaptable to the Midwest or to these specific towns. At the beginning, it's going to become like, it's like everybody. Once you move out of state, it's going to be hard at the beginning. You have to adjust, adapt, learn how to budget according to the living standards of that particular area that you're surrounding yourself with. Um, what is for entertainment? There's not really much. Like I said, there's pretty much fast food, there's bowling, there's the movie theater. If you want to go to your nearest beach, you might have to do like a 40-minute drive to Michigan, because that's where you have the Great Lakes of Michigan. If you like hiking, you have Ohio, then you have Michigan, then you have Southern Indiana. Another thing you can do is hunt. If you're like more in the country style life, or if you have a particular country lifestyle, it's very simple, not really much. If you have an extra money, you can take a weekend to Chicago or to Indianapolis or to Columbus. Columbus, Cleveland. Then you have New York. It's 14 hours away, depending on your circumstances. And like I said, there's other things that you can do. So the reason I made these videos about the Midwest, I know a lot of people keep complaining about the West Coast, the East Coast, or the South. In general, I'm just giving a little tip for everybody. If you guys would like to move out of the West Coast, East Coast, South, or whatever you happen to be located at, give the Midwest a little bit of a try. If you have something that you can live off and you're already bored of the Midwest, then you can always move back. There's nothing wrong with taking risk. It's like risk, no matter what, you're gonna have to take them, due to the simple fact that that's how life is. Life is very brutal. Risk can be very dangerous, can be very risky, but without, if you don't even do it, then you're just going to stagnate, or you're going to be in a lot worse circumstance, because the economy is evolving, things are rapidly changing, so you don't know. Sometimes there's good areas that they were good back in their days, but now it's shut down. And it's like people from Detroit. Detroit used to be prosperous, and now it's not the same anymore. It's different now. So that's it for you guys today. That's what I have for you guys. Sorry, I'm at the restaurant. Just these people are always. There's a lot of bad drivers here, so I'm always very scared that they're gonna hit my car. But anyway, that's what I have for you guys today for today's presentation of the video. Is part two of the Midwest. I hope you guys like it, and hopefully you guys stay tuned to the last video that's about to come up, probably later on today or tomorrow.